Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm here today to do like some reviews of some forgotten animated shows I saw a long time ago, and also a forgotten horror film. So I want to first start with Obscura animation. The first one, some of them I remember from as a child. Well, the two of them, and one of them I discovered when I was on vacation. They had the Mad Magazine TV special from 1974. I watched it. It was like a 20 some odd minute show. And it had like these little animated skits, and they were very close to the magazine, like the Don Martin stuff, the Sergio stuff. They had like, like they have like a guy interviewing like a guy that's in charge of these cars, and they're all defective and stuff, they're all screwed up. And they have like a movie spoof of the Godfather called The Odd Father, and it was probably the most because they've had some Mad Magazine things before. That's probably the most closely resembling Mad Magazine I've ever seen. And then I found out, I was wondering about the show, and I found out that in the description that I saw on YouTube, someone found it and he said it was an unaired pilot because. I think it was ABC. It was supposed to go on ABC, and they deemed it too crude and offensive. And they had a few things I was kind of surprised about for 1974. But it was very good. It was very good. I mean, if you get a chance to see it on YouTube, definitely the most accurate Mad TV thing I've ever seen. I give a full on 10 out of 10. Now, of course, they had Mad TV thing on Fox. Starting in late 90s, it went up right up against Saturday Night Live. Well, kind of. Because that started at 11 o'clock, and then at 12 was an hour-long show, and then Saturday Night Live was from, 11:30 to 1. And the first few years of Mad TV were fantastic. I really liked it. I was a big fan of Mad TV for the longest time. And then it kind of just fizzled out. Whereas Saturday Night Live is still on, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's indifferent. But that I don't think the Mad TV from Fox was a very good representation of Mad Magazine at all, except for Spy vs. Spy, and a couple little things like that. And using Alfred E. Newman, and then of course they had that movie in 1982, Up the Academy, which is supposed to be their like version of Animal House, and. I remember seeing that. That had like almost nothing to do with Mad Magazine, and it's weird now because I remember renting it. I remember they had the ad in the Sunday comics. I said, "Oh, cool, Mad Magazine movie." I looked down; it was rated R. They had an ad for an R-rated movie, a full-page ad in the Sunday comics where kids could see it. That really surprised me. But it was nothing like Mad Magazine at all, except for like the references to Alfred E. Newman and stuff. Now, what happened was Warner Brothers actually edited the movie and they took out all the Alfred E. Newman stuff. So if you see it now, it's kind of really weird. It was kind of weird before, but it's really weird now. I liked the movie, but I remember seeing it, like I said, I remember renting it again in Fort Detrick, Maryland, right? And that was the one with the Mad Magazine stuff on. Then I saw it again on Cinemax, and they edited out all the Mad Magazine stuff, and it just kind of ruined the whole movie. There's no sense watching it anymore. I like the whole strangeness of it all, and then they kind of ruined it by editing it, just like they ruined Chomps, because Chomps was a movie that Hanna-Barbera made, and I remember seeing it when it came out with my mom, because we were going to go see Bedknobs and Broomsticks or something like that. And it wasn't playing anymore at the Village Cinema. This was back in '79, and Chomps was played about a robotic dog. Hanna-Barbera made that. A lot of parents were really angry at that movie because of the incredible swearing in it. I mean, there was a lot of swearing in it, not just hell and damn, but a lot of swearing in it for a PG-rated movie. I thought it was funny. My mom thought it was funny, too. And then I guess they edited it down to a G-rated version. They have the dog saying shit in there. That one dog that always swore. And they kind of ruined that, too. 'Cause I remember getting on DVD for $5. I was like, boy, this movie's a lot different. It's really edited down or something like that. It wasn't like when I remembered it. It was really funny. They kind of ruined that too. what else? So, I mean, and then, as far as Mad Magazine goes, then Cartoon Network had their own Mad Magazine. It was like a 10-minute show. And I didn't mind it, though, but it wasn't really much like Mad Magazine, except for, like, Spy vs. Spy. Because they had Spy vs. Spy on the other one, too, and a couple of things like that, but it was like, it's just like amateur hour. I mean, I did like that show, though. I didn't mind that one. And like I said, I didn't mind Mad TV on Fox for the most part. It just kind of like fizzled out, though. And it was kept going on for a long time and then finally ended. I remember CW last year had the Mad Magazine reunion special, and that absolutely sucked. That was awful. That was horrendously bad. I reviewed it. I might have been too nice, maybe getting a 3 or 4. Probably deserves a 0. It was awful. It was truly terrible on the CW. And I think they said the CW was going to bring it back. But after that special, I said I had no desire to see that whatsoever. I don't know if they did bring it back. I know there's a photo of on my friend Christina Calf's thing, where she was like in the audience, and they showed her. They took a photo of her. They're talking to the audience watching the show or something like that. I assumed it was on CW, but I didn't keep up with it. But I mean, 1974, like I went on a tangent, but the 1974 Mad Magazine TV special is really good, but it's not politically correct at all. I mean, especially the Tarzan part, that wasn't politically correct at all. But I did enjoy that. Now, next is, I might as well talk about the Doonesbury TV special. I actually saw it again because I forgot about it. And what made this special was aired on NBC. I knew about the comic strip Doonesbury. Because I used to always read the comic strips, at my grandmother's and stuff like that. The Sunday comics, we had a subscription. I remember Doonesbury, and it was cool. I was excited to see it. I know my father hated it. Well, it was on at 8:30. I don't remember it was on 8 o'clock. It was on NBC. Had a great block of shows from 8 to 11. I don't remember it was on 8 o'clock. And then they had Doonesbury, and then they had the 1976 animated version of The Hobbit, which I loved that. But the Doonesbury special, well, The Hobbit was a full 10 out of 10. The Doonesbury special was about like someone reviewed it, right, and they gave it something neat. The AV Club said a Doonesbury special offers a disillusioned generation its own Charlie Brown Christmas, and basically it's about these kids who grew up in the 60s and stuff, and they talk about set in the 70s. They talk about how things have changed and stuff like that, and we don't fight for anything anymore. And I was shocked when I first saw it because they were swearing in it. They said hell and damn some. I laughed at the very beginning because the guy was in scuba diving this little puddle lake thing and stuff like that. And they said, will you come in? We need you dry before you eat. And he goes, I need a towel. I'm searching for a towel. I'm so happy. I remember laughing at that. That was so funny. But they talk about stuff in the 60s and Vietnam and and they have like little kids die, and they have like a Christmas pageant that kind of went awry. I like the show. It brings back a lot of memories. I give that a 9, but I was shocked about that. It was kind of adult content from back then. I was only in 2nd grade, and my dad was really hated it. He said, do you want to turn this? It's not funny at all. And I said, well, I like to see it. Cause I like Doonesbury, even though Doonesbury was still kind of adult too, what else happened? Let me put this over here. I got sidetracked. You see something? Okay. I got sidetracked. Well, like I said, it brings back a lot of memory. I give that a 9 out of 10. But like I said, it was pretty adult-oriented for back then. I'd never seen a cartoon that had swearing in it before. I didn't know they were allowed to have swearing in cartoons. The way my dad talked. So that's a 9 out of 10. But that was a very memorable thing. And then something else to remember was Animalympics. And that was a very strange thing. I got some information about that. Basically, it ended up becoming a movie, right? But it said originally commissioned by NBC in 1978, Animalympics was produced as two separate shows and turned to air along with the network's 1980 Summer Olympics coverage. Because they had like a Winter Olympics one and a Summer Olympic one. And it said, however, only the half-hour winter show made it to the small screen as the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan caused President Jimmy Carter to boycott the Moscow Summer Olympics. So they never aired the Summer Olympics, even though they already made it. And it's basically about a series of vignettes, very strangely put together. Supposed to be like animals doing the Olympics, and they had like a TV channel called ZOO Zoo. And, you know, they went back and forth between winter and summer and the different games and stuff. They had like these musical, music video type things in it. And it was interesting. It didn't really hold up because I know my dad said, "You want to turn this? This isn't funny either." And then it said it never found a theatrical distribution in the U.S., but Animalympics was soon acquired by Warner Brothers for home video and pay-per-TV release, and they made it into a movie. They edited it into a film, and they said it aired in the summer of 1984 on HBO and Showtime. And then it was shown on NBC affiliates. I think it was shown on our affiliate too. But I thought it was okay. It was very bizarre. I mean, I think I liked it as a kid. I know my dad said, "You want to turn this? It's not funny." They had like some 4 voice actors. Michael Fremer, who I don't know that well. But they had Harry Shearer. He was still doing stuff even way before The Simpsons. Billy Crystal and Gilda Radner from the classic Saturday Night Live. And she was like Barbara Wawa and stuff like that. She did that character. And I thought it was okay. I give that a 6.5 out of 10. Oh, the one thing about the Doonesbury thing, I forgot about that, was it only aired on TV once. And then it went on to play at Cannes, that won a prize at Cannes Film Festival, and ended up getting nominated for an Oscar. And like I said, I originally saw it back in 1977, and then something else I forgot. When I was in Germany in had been 88 after I got my VCR, 88 or very early 89. This one lady that living close by, well, right next door, she was only there for like a few months, and then she left because people were always leaving. You know, they'd have like a 2-year stay, or less than that, and then they'd go someplace else. That's the way it was in the military. And she had a whole bunch of VHS tapes, and she had a lot of Winnie the Pooh stuff and Charlie Brown. She had the Doonesbury thing. I remember borrowing that, and she had a lot of classic episodes of Saturday Night Live she taped off of this TV affiliate. I remember borrowing those and watching those. Those were a lot of fun. So I remember I saw that in 88, and then I saw it again about 2 weeks ago, and I watched it again, the Doonesbury special. So there you have for Animalympics, Doonesbury, and then Mad TV. And then I want to talk about an obscure horror film I heard about a long time ago called Tenkiller. Now, this was released a long time ago. They had a place called a video company called United Entertainment, and they had like United Home Video, and they had a lot of along with the regular movies and stuff like that, they had a lot of made-for-video movies that they actually produced, like Revenge, Forever Evil, Blood Cult. They re-released Dr. Gore, and they actually filmed the intro from Herschel Gordon Lewis on there, which was really cool. And they had Ripper with Tom Savini in there. Those are the ones I remember. And then they had like Tenkiller. I remember seeing the trailer for it, and the trailer was so bad as I don't want to see this movie. Like, if you are going to have a good time, a fun time, a safe time, go to Tenkiller. Where, and it's like, there's a killer there. And I thought it was going to be, I thought it was going to be like a Friday the 13th thing. It was the farthest from that at all. And it's about like this one girl that with her friend that goes down to a place called Tenkiller, and there's all these creepy guys there, and one guy's killing women for no reason. But I mean, it was done in such a slow, boring way. And I saw a review of that, and they said a lot of people hate this film, and I don't blame them. Because I wasn't even going to go to bother watching the movie, because I remember, I remember how cheesy the thing was. I said, I don't want to see that. And then, well, the cover art's okay. And I remember I actually saw it in Fort Bragg, and I said, I don't feel about it. And then I was thinking, well, maybe I want to see it, maybe. And I looked on YouTube, and it was on YouTube. I wish I wanted to see it, just like The Forest. The Forest was pretty bad, but The Forest was better than Tenkiller, Yeah, Terrakiller was probably about a 1 out of 10. It was pretty awful. Where The Forest, I think I give like a 5 out of 10 too. So there you have it. They said that it might have been made a long time ago. It got released in 86. I think someone said it was made like back in 81 or 82 and just sat on the shelf for a while. And then United Home Video bought it. Made a really cheesy thing, because usually they're the one movies they made were shot on video, and then this one was shot on film, but really a terrible film. I really hated it. I thought it was going to be like Friday the 13th. Nope. It's not like really much of anything. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So there you have it for my reviews of some forgotten animation and some horror films. So until next time, bye please. Take care, my legions. Long-winded video, but that's okay too.